Hey gang, Redcranke here with Death Curse Society. Wanted to tell you I had a pretty busy Thursday recently. Got to spend a lot of the time with Ari Lehman from First Jason, and of course the original Friday the 13th. He played young Jason, if you don't know. Got to go over to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he was having a special meet and greet appearance at the Outsiders House Museum. Very cool place if you're a film buff at all, or like that movie. Very cool place. Go and check that out. He did a meet and greet there, visited with about 200 fans or so. I happened to be one of them. Then we went over to the venue Shrine in downtown Tulsa and checked out his band First Jason, along with Shelter in Place, Had Enough, and my favorite band of the lineup so far, I think, a band called Wolf Ugly out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I enjoyed them. They were different and just enough weird to keep my attention. Anyway, after the show with First Jason, then Ari Lehman and I sat down for a quick interview, and I wanted to share some of this footage with you. So, here we go. My day with Ari Lehman.
S.E. Hinton's classic novel comes to the screen, capturing all the intensity, all the excitement, all the emotions of youth. The Outsiders, directed by Francis Coppola.
You might check out the 6th floor. We're on the 5th floor. So we go to the 6th floor, we're walking around, and we can kind of hear like a party going on in one of the rooms, like 607 or 605. So we go back to our room. We called, my friend is really daring. So she calls the room, some guy answers, and she talks to him. So he says, "No, come on, to our room number." So we go to this room, 6th floor. This guy opens the door. I always tell everybody, the most gorgeous person I've ever seen in my life. It was Rob Logan. She's adorable. Wow. Yeah, and I thought, well, he is not from Tulsa. So very much tell him, our young guy, he invites us in. He just turned 18. We're 18, so we're just young kids. We go in, there's a couple other girls there, and around the corner, sitting on the floor, is this guy playing what they call a caps game. We call it quarters. And his name is Tom Cruise. So we talked to them for a little bit. Waldo tells us, he asks, "Do you want to see a picture of my girlfriend?" We're like, "Sure." He has this magazine. So we gets the magazine, goes to a Mount Zima ad, and he shows us a picture of Melissa Gilbert. It's like, "Wow, Melissa Gilbert's your girlfriend, you know?" So he tells us a story of how he met her at Sunset Boulevard, blah, blah, blah. He'd been in an after-school special called Tuesday's Child or something like that. Tom Cruise had been in a couple of scenes for Endless Love and Taps. So they had a little bit of stuff behind. We were trying to figure out, maybe we can you guys read that stuff. So we hung out with them for a little bit. We got bored because it wasn't Matt Dillon, right? So we thought we were going to leave, and they were stuck in the hotel room, and everybody else said that I was filming that because they're not in any of the Adams Twin scenes. So they asked if they could go with us, and so I said, "Well, you can go with us if, when we're done, if you let us go to the Admiral Twin so we can get a glimpse of Matt Dillon." So they had agreed. They just said no pictures and no autographs. So we agreed to that. So we went to our hangout called the Tap Room, which is on 15th Street, with a little bar, pool hall place. They loved it. They got to play pool, drink a few beers, just kind of hang out and have fun. We closed it down so after about midnight. We loaded back up in my car. We drive over to the Admiral Twin. So Rob's in the front seat with me, Rob and Tom is in the back seat with my girlfriend. Wow. So we drive to the Admiral Twin, we pull up, there's a security guard looks at us, and they tell, they say, "Hey, it's me, Rob and Tom, whatever." So they let us in. So we pull in, and we park, and as we get out, and so Rob and Tom go into a trailer where all the guys are, because it's actually freezing. So whenever you're watching the movie, you see Pony Boy at the movie and he's freezing. It's like 45 degrees that night. It's super cold. So they walk into a trailer, and honestly, we're just standing outside like idiots. Like, what are we just, we were sitting here looking, what are we doing? So we're sitting there just kind of looking around, and out of the trailer says Dallas comes Matt Dillon. So he kind of comes down the stairs, looks at us for a second, and just kind of goes on his way. But we're still so excited. And then Diane Lane comes out, she goes on her way, and everybody else comes out to do their filming. So we watched them film for about 30, 45 minutes. Then we decided, well, Rob and Tom had filmed the next day, they wanted to go. So we packed back in my car, drove back to the hotel. They went their way, we went our way. They were super nice guys. And so when my friend and I got back into our room, we were jumping up and down. We were so excited we actually got to see Matt Dillon. So we hung out with all the Tom Cruise.
Sitting
Redcranke, how you doing? I'm Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Yeah, welcome to Death Curse Society. Thanks for joining us for a little bit.
What is Death Curse Society exactly?
Death Curse Society is a society of horror fans who just love horror.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're basing that on the famous line that Walt Gorney as Crazy Ralph said.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So let's get into first. Jason has been touring now since 2004. Did you think when you started this band that almost 20 years later you'd still be on the road?
Oh yeah, no, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
This was your career choice?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Specifically to play in venues just like this one, the Shrine.
Right.
This is exactly what I love to do. Like for instance, my gosh, you look at what today involved.
Yes.
I woke up at about 7:45, and in the hotel in Edmond where I was staying, I went downstairs and signed, I don't know, maybe 200 masks and about another 100 jerseys.
Oh, wow.
Then I was interviewed at Edibles Magazine. Edibles Magazine did a full interview with me and a green screen and everything for their magazine. And then we went over to the Outsiders House.
That was great, by the way.
The Outsiders House. So thank you so much. There was about 200 people there, and that was amazing. And they had us on the television station here. as well as in the newspaper here.
Right.
And then we had a sensational dinner across the street, walked right across the street, and played a great rock show and had a lot of people here. And, you know, being quite lucrative and all that, yeah, I think I made a pretty good career choice.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What can fans of First Jason expect from the band beginning next year? You got any plans, new album?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've got, as you know, our new video, The Price of Peace,
Right.
has been getting a lot of great response, which is very humbling, and we're really happy about that. That was done together with Camp Rattler, who's an incredible team from Pennsylvania, from Scranton.
Okay.
And they do an amazing job, and we're really happy with the work we've done with Camp Rattler. So we're going on to do The Scapegoat, a song we heard tonight.
I saw that.
That's going to be The Price of Peace and The Scapegoat are both on a vinyl release. You know, it's like the A and B side of the vinyl release. So we're going to, you know, likewise do another video with Camp Rattler for The Scapegoat. So we've got The Price of Peace and The Scapegoat together. And yeah, oh gosh, there's already so many shows that are being booked in 2022 as it is. My gosh, 2022. And
we're almost there.
One of the things that they already asked us to do is to go to Manchester, England and Dublin, Ireland.
Very cool.
So that's in the works. So
very cool.
We're very excited about
We've got
that.
some viewers across the pond that might be excited to hear that.
That's great. That's fantastic.
All right. So, conventions. Do you have any convention appearances coming up soon?
Well, yeah. To tell you the truth, our focus isn't so much on conventions as I love to do these rock shows.
Sure.
Because, you know, that way there's more flexibility and there's more of a variety, a diversity of the audience that I can reach, as well as the activities that I'm doing.
Okay.
You know, I don't think that I'm more of a gig economy sort of kind of person. Conventions, the initial model certainly was working when you had the big movie houses behind them. So the conventions were sponsored and they were really a convention. Mm-hmm. You know, a convention is when people in the same industry all get together and they display their wares. That's a convention.
Right.
What's going on in the horror conventions now is it's a market. Mm-hmm. And I'm prone to thinking that people don't really have the kind of money to just, okay, they're spending money to get there. They're spending money to get in. Mm-hmm. Now they've got to eat. They've got to stay there, okay? And there's money to the hotel. So now they walk up to the first table. Hi, $60 to take a picture with me. $60 for this. Oh, they walk to the second table. Hi, it's $60 to take. I don't see that as a business model. And I see that as a huge ripoff to people, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
And I think it's especially unfair to vendors, because those vendors are often sitting there looking at the wall going, how come, you know, they put money into that situation. Now, sure, there's occasions when you have a sold out convention. People are pointing to what's going on now with COVID ending, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, this is what I think that is. It's like if you took a hose and then you hold off the hose for a little while, right? Well, sure, when you release the hose, put a kink in the hose. But then if you release the hose, it sure seems as if there's a burst of water.
Right.
It sure seems as if there's more water. But in fact, is there more water? There's the same exact
pressure,
flow,
it's just held.
Thank you.
Right.
Same frequency, same amount of water.
Right.
So in other words, there's no more business going on. You know where there's more business going on? In places like this very room. And the rock clubs are really beginning to pick up.
Right.
I think because people are a little tired of just sitting around their computer all the time. They want to get out there, do things.
Well, this is the first rock show I've been to in months at least, probably close to a year. So
You know, man, I'm
Pleasure to spend it with you.
really happy that you were at this show. Your energy brought so much to us at this show.
Thank you,
and
man.
to this space.
But you had a lot of energetic people, and even some of the other bands that were here. Wolf Ugly,
Fantastic.
I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, you should tell that guy.
I did. Oh, I did multiple times. Had Enough was good when we first walked in.
Yeah.
And there was another one here, and I'm blanking on their name right now.
They're called Shelter in Place.
Place.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
They were good
Shelter
too.
in Place, yeah.
So, okay, we'll skip the convention part then.
There you go.
All right, so
Let's talk about movies. or
that's where
metal.
I'm getting. That's
Yeah.
where I'm getting to. You've been kind of busy lately with some small roles in some of the films.
Yeah, thank you.
But
I'm glad you noticed.
But there are, especially in the independent genre.
Yeah, definitely.
Clown Motel.
Yes,
Rock, paper,
notorious.
scissors.
Yeah.
And generally, I have to bring this up because I'm not the biggest fan of this movie, but our viewers are.
Yeah.
The Barn.
Oh, okay.
Everybody seems to love The Barn. I need to watch it a second time.
No.
I will change my mind,
You
maybe.
like what you like, man. No. But I will urge you to see The Barn 2.
Yes,
Which I'm
'cause you're
very,
reprising
very
your role in
excited. Yeah. In The Barn, of course, I play Dr. Rock, which is basically myself. But I'm on TV. So I'm telling people, hey, there's a big concert going on. Go check that out. Now, in The Barn 2, I'm, in real life.
Okay.
And I'm actually battling zombies with a nail gun
You're part of the
and a
narrative in this
guitar.
one.
Oh yeah, I'm very,
Nice.
very much a part of the narrative. I have a wonderful scene where I have a big monologue, and I think give it a shot because
I will.
Lloyd Kaufman's in this one and Linnea Quigley's in this one, and it's very exciting. It's something really special. So.
Very cool.
But be that as it may, it's not the type of film that has your darker, more twisted elements. It's a very honestly retro homage to those Halloween style, not Halloween Michael Myers,
Right.
but like, it's very, I think that it could be seen by a wide audiences. Even younger people could enjoy it. And I think that's why it's gotten so much acclaim, especially overseas. UK.
Yes.
In UK, they love The Barn.
They do.
And that could be one reason because, it's not so focused on what, some of the more, torture porn related things. But that, hey, when I was in Clown Motel screaming, respect the testicles, as I'm beating a young lady with a bowling pin or a juggling pin, in fact. So I mean, I can appreciate all sides of it.
Absolutely.
You like what you like.
You mentioned Clown Motel. There's a part 2 coming out.
Part
with
2
Sycan returning as well. Is that how to say it?
He didn't really. Thank you for saying it right, because a lot of times people said it as piss can, which I really.
I gotta write that down.
There's even a scene where that happens in part
the movie?
2. Part
Oh,
2.
in part 2.
One of the characters, she calls me piss can, and I say it's Sycan.
That's funny.
And I slap her.
It's part of like life imitating art, art imitating life. Is that how that goes?
It was because someone had misspelled it.
There's also, I noticed this by scrolling through your IMDb, there's also a couple of recurring characters. One named Sean Voorhees in a few films, such as Grindsploitation 10, Milking It.
I can't even remember these.
And the upcoming Carnal Monsters and Slutty the Clown.
Oh yeah, Slutty the Clown. Yeah, that's a UK production, and is that Screaming? Those guys are really cool. Yeah, I'm really happy to be involved with them. They're pretty wild bunch.
Nice.
And since we're going over to UK, I'm hoping that we get a chance to do some more work with them.
Yeah. Well, is Sean Voorhees like a throwback to Sean Cunningham, Jason Voorhees?
I guess that's
clearly
a coincidence. In fact,
that's a coincidence.
That people have named my character the same name, and
there was also a Jason Manfredini. I believe.
There you go.
So,
all right. Now you found it out.
All right.
People are just coming up with
I'm
those sort of
I'm diving
names.
deep in here.
You're learning.
All right.
And Redcranke I wish I could do a longer interview.
You gotta
today. Well, it's not just that. There's another interview,
Another one.
and my band is waiting to get back. But I do urge everybody to keep checking out this program and Redcranke. I mean, let's do some more questions.
Now, right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we mentioned Sean Cunningham,
Sure.
seems like the lawsuit might finally be settled.
Oh, that's a good topic. Yeah.
What have you thought about this whole process, and are you ready for it to be resolved so that Jason can be back on the big screen again?
I really do think, and that's a good place to go. Well, I'm really happy that Victor got the rights to the first scenario. He didn't get the rights to the entire franchise.
Right.
So, but that shows fairness, and I think first of all that he'll get compensated. He'll get compensated. The monies that are due to him.
Right.
And that's the most important thing, especially as he's a gentleman of a very robust older gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But very intelligent, witty individual who deserves to have the rewards that are coming to him. Now, of course, if he makes a decision that he'd like to go forward, perhaps he could do the story of Pamela Voorhees, because that is in his wheelhouse and that is in his rights to do that. Now, would people love that? I would love that, of course, because, and it occurred to me they could even digitally recreate Betsy Palmer.
They
which
could.
would be something else, man.
Well, they just did Dr. Loomis in the latest Halloween Kills.
Boom.
But with makeup. They used prosthetics to recreate him. And he
Donald
looked,
Pleasance?
Yes. It looked phenomenal if you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
Everyone
Someone
thought it
told
was
me about
CGI, but it's makeup.
Really?
And it looks great.
So there you go.
They can make up Betsy Palmer in makeup too.
Or yes, some of both, or however they go about it.
Yeah.
I think she would be honored, and but I think the future holds many things, but I do hope that that we get beyond that phase wherein people are just in a bitter struggle, like old guys can be in a lawsuit and they never give an inch, man.
They never budge. Yeah.
So let's hope that the success of Halloween with $700 million,
Right.
that they just maybe that'll get the old guys to budge a little bit.
Just shake hands and make a new fucking movie, man.
That'll shake them up. That'll shake them up. But listen, I
That's
want to
it.
shake your hand.
Thank you, sir.
And let's do another interview at other times. We can always do Zoom.
Yeah.
And it's been so much fun. And again, I'm so happy that you are here.
Thank you for having me, man. Love to have you on the show sometime.
Jason never dies.
Ari Lehman, folks. Death Curse Society. We'll catch you soon.
Woo!
That's it for that day with Ari Lehman, guys. Stay tuned to Death Curse Society. Make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and of course YouTube. Hit that subscription bell. And then of course visit us at deathcursesociety.com for much more. Until then, this is Redcranke saying DCS out. We'll see you soon. Woo!
And that's it. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Perfect,
it.
dude.
Have a great night.
Thank you. That turned out to be really good.
Good. Thank you.